So here we go. Good afternoon.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
There's way too many warm bodies sitting out there. Whatever. Thank you very much for coming out to Crazy Horse Memorial. My name is Danny Garno. I'm an enrolled member of the Oglala Lakota Nation. Those of you not familiar with the term Lakota, you probably know us better as Sioux. And we get the word Sioux from our neighbors to the east, a nation of people called Chippewa. As the Europeans were traveling through that part of the territory, they asked these Chippewa people, who are the people to your north, your south, your east, and your west? And the way they described the people to their east, the Iroquois Confederacy, they described them as being the greater adder, or the bigger enemy. When it came to describing our people, they described us as being the smaller adder, or the lesser enemy. And their term for us at that time was Minichisu. Minichisu. Now the Europeans, not being very fluent in their Chippewa, the only part they could remember was Sioux. And then the French came along and tried to spell that, and the rest, as they say, is history. I'm going to ask you to bear with me. I had a small accident before I came to work today. I put my contact lenses in backward and I seen my brain. So just be patient. How many of us here, this is our first time here in the Black Hills? A show of hands, please. Wow. We would like to say welcome. This is part of our ancestral homelands. My people, as well as a handful of neighboring tribes, have been here in these Black Hills for thousands of years. And the reason is we felt that the Black Hills provided everything that a person needed to heal themselves with. For example, the waters that flow through these Black Hills had certain medicinal as well as spiritual healing properties to them. And we were also blessed with many, many natural altars or mountaintops where people would go and pray to our Creator. One of our more notable natural altars is up north near Rapid City, an area called Bear Butte. Many different nations of people have been praying at this natural altar for thousands of years. But we were also blessed with an area that's special to our people, not too far outside of Hill City, an area where we call the center, or the beginning. And in our language, we call this area Pesla. This is where my elders tell me that is where the first few bits and pieces of that cosmic dust came and stuck together, and the earth formed from that point outward. So these Black Hills were special to many different peoples in many different ways. This was the only area within a 5-state region where no battle was tolerated nor permitted, because it was understood if you came to the Black Hills, you came to heal yourself. So that's a little bit of the background and history of the land that we're sharing here today. A little bit about myself. I've been sharing and educating Native American culture and history for more than 15 years. In these 15 years, I've been in a handful of places, met a handful of interesting people. I spent the last 14 years on the East Coast, a small town in Virginia called Newport News. And from this area, I was able to go north and south and meet lots of our different tribal relatives. I've come to understand there's roughly 600 different nations of people here in these United States. We all have different ways of doing things. Now, I've been able to perform in places such as the world's largest children's museum in Indianapolis, Indiana. I've also been able to perform at the National Museum of the American Indian over there in Washington, D.C. And a few years ago, we had the rare and unique opportunity to not only perform for, but meet His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama. So we've been some places, we've done some things, we're always eager to share our culture with those people who might listen. Now, the places I've been, the things that I've done, I have yet to meet one tribe of peoples who do this. We don't do that. That's somebody else's idea or concept of something that they can never understand. Now, when it comes to questions and answers, I'm always asking questions about different nations of people to understand more about who our neighbors were here on this turtle island. Now, some of the more memorable questions have come to us from our adults, because not too many people have had the opportunity to sit down and visit to ask these people what makes your culture separate from the others. Some of the more memorable questions we've been given. What kind of food do you people eat? You like Pizza Hut and Taco Bell like everybody else? Do your people still live inside teepees? Is there room for our satellite dishes or hot tubs? No. Did you ride a horse to get here? No, but I did drive a Bronco. But the most frequently asked question we get above all else, are you a real Indian? With over 600 different nations of people here, I asked those people, what do they look like? because I look like my Lakota people. I look like my Oglala people. And I take their question, and I give it right back to them. I'm going to ask for a little bit of audience participation here. This is very important, and soon you will see why. I'm going to ask those of you out there who are listening, if you have heard or know for a fact you have Native American in your bloodline, please stick your hands up and be recognized. Keep them way up there, okay? Now, those of you without your hands up, take a look around at those of us who do. The question of the day is what a Native American looks like. And those people with their hands up,